think we can all agree that the Battle Royale genre has definitely been sweeping the competition as of late. So much so that games that have been around for quite some time are mimicking the Battle Royale game style. Now each Battle Royale game is bringing its own unique style to the table. This phenomenon has consumed media sites such as YouTube and Twitch. There simply is no escaping it. I mean, me myself have been avoiding these kind of games, and then eventually I got sucked in because I just couldn't stop seeing it everywhere. One of the reasons why its popularity skyrocketed is due to the success of a small game that quietly creeped on people's gaming consoles and PCs. And so in today's video, we'll be discussing the early beta of Fortnite. Now before we begin, I want to go ahead and say that I know that Fortnite is technically still kind of in beta, since it's still continuing to be worked on and it's still free to play, and eventually it will be a paid game. But we're going to be focusing on the aspects of the game that were there since the very beginning and were later removed. Now we can't talk about Fortnite without mentioning PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG as it's known. Now for the Fortnite lovers, it is true that PUBG's Battle Royale did come before Fortnite's Battle Royale. However, it very well may be possible that PUBG may not have been possible at all had it not been for Epic Games, the developers of Fortnite. You see, PUBG utilizes the Unreal Engine to create its game, and the Unreal Engine was developed by Epic Games back in the 90s. Now this engine has been used to create a large amount of games, but as it turns out, PUBG's developers allowed Epic Games to utilize its ideas to create a twist of its own version of Battle Royale for Fortnite. Now in the beginning, Fortnite was a co-op sandbox survival game by itself, developed by Epic Games and People Can Fly, but also published by Epic Games themselves. Now Fortnite was revealed at the Spike Video Game Awards in 2011, with Epic's former design director Cliff Bleszinski introducing a trailer for the game. Now the developers over at Epic stated that Fortnite was to be a complete new take from anything they've worked on before. Fortnite was described to be a mixture of the contemporary version of Minecraft and Left 4 Dead, relying on an open world sandbox multiplayer experience. Now as stated previously, Fortnite didn't always consist of a Battle Royale mode. Now that didn't happen till much later when interest was sparked by popular demands. Epic Games decided to release Fortnite into paid early access on July of 2017. The feedback that they had received led to them ultimately turning to free to play on September of 2017. Now one of the best features that Fortnite has, in my opinion, is the fact that there is multi-platform crossplay through Epic Friends format. Now players from PC can play with other players from PlayStation 4 and Xbox. Now let's talk about some of the changes that Fortnite has went through. Now the initial title screen and logo of Fortnite had a much more creepy and haunting font to it, which was later changed. A short time after, the developers decided to go with a bit more of a cartoonish direction with the game, and so the logo and the feel of the game altogether was changed. Now the map hasn't necessarily grown per se, but Epic has included different things to the map as time went by, such as towns, buildings, landscapes, etc. And it continues to grow to this day. Now, however, when the game first came out, the map was the same size as it was today, but many popular towns that many have grown to love were absent, such as Tilted Towers, Lucky Landings, Shifty Shafts, Junk Junction, and many others. Now as a quick example of Epic Games' dedication to this game, when Tilted Towers, a large skyscraper-filled city, was added to the game, many players were complaining that too many players were focusing and going there, and inevitably it was destroying the overall experience. Now to mitigate this, Epic added a comet to the sky in the game. Now there was a rumor going around, and it was said that the comet was going to hit and destroy Tilted Towers in order to accommodate the ongoing complaint. However, that was incorrect. In the recently released Season 4, the comet hit Dusty Depot and added a large crater with an even larger quarantine section full of loot. And I must say, it did assist in taking the focus off of Tilted while still maintaining its relevance. So it's quite clear that Epic cares about its players, which is why people love this game so much. But I digress. Now going back to the changes, along with this also came change of plains, mountainous areas, and concave areas were implemented, such as the mines located in Shifty Shafts. Now, early footage can be seen where the default skins of the players were different than that of the army green it is now. The storm that changes and affects the players throughout the map also looked a bit different than what it is now, with a more mechanical blue hue to it. Now, the HUD map in which the layout of the land was displayed was also slightly altered. The storm as we know it today was not very clearly visible. Rather than the full purple hue covering the affected area of the storm, there was only a thin highlighted line of the circle to indicate the affected area of the storm. Now again, it's pretty obvious why this change was implemented. It catches the eye to the player as to whether or not they need to be on the move or not. Now there's also a few items that had different aesthetics and icons. The SMG, for example, had more of an Uzi look to it with an extended clip. The grenade didn't even have an icon, just a simple generic drawing of a grenade. The tactical shotgun was called the semi-auto shotgun and had a slightly different look and also came in an epic purple form, but was later removed altogether, probably due to how overpowered it was. The destruction animations when a character would either blow something up or use the pickaxe were also a bit different. This one isn't too noticeable, but still obviously for the best in my opinion. The coloring system of the tiered weapons was also very different as stated previously. This has also been changed for the better, because obviously Epic wanted all guns to be somewhat balanced. This is a continuing theme that is still going on right now, as Epic is changing things around here and there with weapons and grenades. Now the game had a ceiling zapper trap, which was eventually removed altogether and replaced. There was also a wall dynamo which was placed on a wall and zapped any players who would walk past it. The jump pad that we all know today was simply a directional pad that flung you into the air. Nothing too different there. Now the bandages, which are used for healing purposes, used to be able to heal you back to 100% health. Now as many may know, they no longer do that. Instead, they now only heal you to 75%. Whenever you pick up a weapon, all of the weapon stats were easily shown on the screen when you highlighted it. Now I'm not quite sure why they changed this, to be honest. The earlier version of Fortnite also had friendly fire enabled. I specifically remember being team killed several times early on by several people who were trigger happy on my own team. For some of the more serious gamers, I could see how this could be frustrating. Now one thing that I do think would be pretty cool would be if they added a sort of hardcore mode where friendly fire was enabled and other aspects were altered to make things a bit more difficult. I could definitely see them going into this direction if they were to implement a sort of ranked type of mode. Epic Games didn't begin implementing battle passes until after Season 1. Now Season 1 of Fortnite simply consisted of 2 skins, 1 alternate pickaxe, and 1 alternate glider that could only be purchased. Now it wasn't until the success of Season 2 that Epic Games really started to focus heavily on providing various updates, skins, pickaxes, and gliders to the players. Now Fortnite has become so huge in fact, that the people over at Epic Games decided to drop its focus on other games such as Paragon altogether in order to focus on Fortnite and keep its popularity striving. Now in my opinion, this isn't the smartest idea because they're basically throwing all their eggs in one basket. However, I could also see where they're coming from due to the Battle Royale genre's popularity. Now soon, I feel like almost every popular title is going to have Battle Royale in it one way or another, and Fortnite is just trying to stay on top, which that I could understand. Now in the end, I feel that Epic Games has something really special with Fortnite. And I hope they take the game in the right direction given the fact that they have dropped their focus on other titles such as Paragon to maintain the popularity of Fortnite. And with Season 4 breaking new grounds in the Battle Royale genre, I'm looking forward to the new content that they have lined up. With things such as the recent Thanos mode and now jetpacks, it's very compelling to see a developer focus so much on bringing new content so frequently to the game. Now I've also read in a few articles that this has been a center of concern. Many people don't think it's a good thing that the developers are updating this game so frequently, because supposedly it's changing the meta so much that people aren't getting used to the game. Now I'm just hoping that the franchise doesn't get too greedy and collapse into itself and be the center of ridicule such as the bigger budget titles such as Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. And that is what we know of the beta of Fortnite. Thank you guys for watching. Check out some of our other videos if you like, and let me know if I missed any things in the comment section below. And don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Facebook to give us any suggestions for any future videos, and check out our Patreon page if you like as well. and I'll catch you all next time.